Hello, beauties. How are we all? So, I am minding my sister's farm. So, I am actually Farmer Jess. I'm just going to wait to see if we have people come on. So, sorry for the delay. Hello, Janine. I am minding my sister's farm. So I am Farmer Jess for the next couple of days. I just went and locked the chickens up and ran into a tiger snake, which was super sweet, by the way. So I called it Terry the tiger snake. But this is the best light that I've got. So I kind of look like a ghost. I am actually a real person, not the ghost of Jess. So I'm really excited to be spending the Friday night. I'm a little bit late. Hello, Dave from Tasmania. Yes, Kirsty, I am Farmer Jess. I actually was coming back and I actually took a stop, even though I was running late, and did like a 2-minute live because there's this beautiful tiger snake going past. So I've adopted Terry. He's our mascot. And I thought, what an amazing symbolic creature to be that totem for the energy that we're in at the moment, where we are really shedding our skin. We are removing, releasing, and letting go of all that does not serve us. So many people are just letting go of really old triggers, really old traumas, old programs. They're wanting to step up. And, you know, this is the potent aspects of the times that we are. Everyone's talking about, the divine feminine's anchoring in, the 50 reality. And you know what? It's here. It's now. We're doing it. And so we just have to embrace it and learn to adapt into this new frequency, because some freaky shit happens, doesn't it? Yes, Kirsty. Transformation and transmutation, both of them together. So perfect. Love the captions. I love the purple as well. So thanks, Michelle. I'm actually going to start my group coaching course on April the 5th. And I'm so excited about it because it's a combination of learning about the archetypes, especially how we sabotage ourselves, and also what archetypes we can strengthen and embody. Like if we have the healer, then how do we embody that deeper? And how do we work with calling that energy and that frequency and becoming, a stronger, better healer? And then there's the practical side of it as well. So it's business coaching as well. So how to write content, how to be courageous. The initiation card of truth just fell out. Ironic and potent and perfect. So yeah, how to be courageous doing these lives. When I first started doing lives, I nearly had a heart attack. I my very first live, you'll laugh at this, on SED was back in, I think, September. And I was so nervous that I forgot to introduce myself, my business, what I do, anything. Got on, talked a bit about archetypes, did some readings, collapsed afterwards and just laughed at myself. I'm like, nobody knows who I am or what I do. So, it took a lot of courage, which is something I love teaching other people to really embody as well. So, honeybee, it is the time. I just saw a snake, so that's why I've dedicated the energy of today and this reading to shedding and releasing. I'm actually really curious to see what comes through, because sometimes I feel like I attract themes like a couple of Friday nights ago, everything was work related. And then last Friday night was really deep healing work that comes through. And so I'm really excited to see what comes forth. So I will stop prattling on. Just move that over there. And I'm going to start. So we have got the Simoon with a unicorn. Let's see what we've got. Now, as I've always say, guys, don't hesitate to keep asking and seeing what comes through. Oh, that's so funny. I just drew the Alethea, the card of truth, which I just dropped off the ground. Now, if something drops out and pops out, it's not my policy to use it because I always trust what I see. I have like a visual connection. Sorry, I'm just smudging the cards. I have a visual connection with the cards. So I'll just see and my eyes are drawn into it. And that's how I pick the card for people. So it's funny that this one flew out. So obviously Simone, it really wanted to be seen and heard. Okay. So sorry about the light of this one, guys. It's not going to be great. So that is Alethea. So Alethea is the initiation card of truth. It's going in layer by layer, deep down, and it's the pursuit of truth. What are your truths? What do you need to face right now? What are the truths that are like in your face? You know, like, oh, I've got to face this. Or what are the little truths that you're kind of pushing to the back of your mind because you don't want to face it? So this archetype is very much about both. What are my truths? What is the truth of the situation? If you have relationships, whether it's friends, family, workplace, you know, your partner, and you're not being fully truthful, then that's going to come up as well. You know, you're going to have to really look at, you know, what you're wanting. Why aren't you speaking your truth? Are you giving and not receiving? Are you actually really bitter and angry about something, but you're not expressing it, so it's not getting resolved? So this archetype is actually full on, but it's also for yourself. I get like it's actually going to be really important in multiple layers, but I also don't get a sense of like a heavy burden feeling. So I think you're going to handle it well, but it does have like this vast feeling. So I think it's going to go through all aspects of your life. If you have anywhere on where people aren't telling you the truth, that almost that might actually be really confronting. And it's really interesting because with this particular card, I've had people who work in sales or retail, and they used to be able to kind of like, you know, tell a few little white lies, and then after this card comes through, they can't. So they can't even you know, lie anymore. It's really fascinating. So the next card, and now remember also a lot of initiations can lead to spiritual truth. So if you are wanting to be more spiritual, step up into a spiritual job, just come out of the spiritual closet to friends and family, then you know, this will come through and you'll need to do that as well. And if you know, have you got gifts and abilities and you're like not really owning it, and you're not, are you lying to yourself? So it's full on. You have the offering. So this card comes through when we have to sacrifice something in order to receive the offering from Spirit. So, for example, if you wanted to get more abundance in your life, then you're going to have to sacrifice your fears, doubts, old money frequency issues, old abundance blueprints. You might have to sacrifice your parents' patternings. You might have to, so you have to give old aspects of yourself in order to get the new ones, which is just like the snake that we were talking about earlier. It's actually quite perfect. When we're shedding that skin, we're releasing the old to accept the new in. Now, the third one is the unseen. So this card is the fourth dimension, fifth dimension. It is astral realm, dream realm, lucid dreaming. It's visions, it's intuition, connection to higher self, holographic alignment. It also can be if we're under attack by, psychic entities, negative projections by peoples and all those kinds of things. The fact that it's right beside that offering card is telling me that as you're pursuing truth now and you're getting real with yourself, up comes the things you need to sacrifice, and you might come across projections by family members and friends, people who are not going to like the new Simone. Workplace people. You might, join in bitching in the past, and now you're like, hang on, I can't bitch anymore. I can't join in. It kind of disgusts you. So they have to get used to dealing with this new aspect. So very, very interesting. I hope that resonates, Simone, and I wish you well, because Alethea is fun, but she's the sword of truth. She just cuts through the bullshit. I actually had one of my clients, one of my friends call me a bullshit bulldozer because I laugh. I tell her I've got the Aries bulldozer, and we have a accountability friendship where I hold her accountable to get her stuff done and vice versa. And she was making all these excuses, and I'm just like, that's the excuses you're hearing right now. She's like, oh, and so that's the bullshit bulldozer is very much the energy of Alethea. So you can have a bit of a laugh at it, but it's not the world's most comfortable card. So I hope that made sense. I keep dropping the cards. This is the sword. We'll see if that one comes up next. So let's see what we've got here. We have got Maria from California. Everybody, we have a Californian in the house. When I was younger, I just called everybody from America Yankees because I'd seen it in the movies, and it wasn't until I visited America that I realized I'd been mortally offending a lot of people. Okay, let's see what comes through for you, Maria. That's really beautiful, Simone. And yes, you need to dedicate yourself to your own personal truth and the pursuit of truth. Now, this is a warning to everybody here that's listening. If you have an initiation card ever come up, it's much easier to surrender yourself and dedicate yourself to it than it is to fight it. So, Simone, consciously ask, reveal the truth to me. Where am I lying to myself? Where are others lying to me? How can I embody truth more? If you just really start focusing on truth, you're going to work through the energy of the initiation faster. I have a lot of initiation cards. I have 3 in my field at the moment. I did a reading earlier today and this week, and I was like, oh dear. But I understand. I've put my hand up to do a lot of things all at once because I am an Aries bulldozer, and sometimes I'm a little bit nutty with going, yes, let's do this. So embrace it. Embrace that truth. Now, the beautiful Maria. Oh, you're still here. Awesome. Thank you. That's perfect. You have the Mystic. Now, the Mystic comes through when we really are on the, like, it's like a compulsive energy of learning. And sometimes we're almost like a spiritual Hoover vacuum, and we are just sucking up information. So when it comes through, the Mystic can actually be, I'm going to go and learn this modality. I'm going to read all these books. I'm going to join this spiritual group. I'm going to join this medium group. I'm going to take all these things upon. So sometimes you can always get a little bit overwhelmed with the Mystic energy because you feel like, I've got so much to learn and so much I want to learn, and there's not enough like minutes in the day. So it's a fun card though, because you are really expanding and opening up yourself to different spiritual concepts. And if you're getting any kind of idea of you wanting to study something like Reiki, some form of a modality, some form of healing, kinesiology, acupuncture, anything, then please do so, because it's really this energy is with you for a reason. Hello, Shana. How are you, gorgeous? You have the prayer. Now, the prayer is one of the most mistaken words and archetypes on the planet, because everyone just associates it with religion. And prayer is your connection to your higher self and to spirit. It's your personal connection. Now, I talk about with my coaching and in my group and on my page, I talk about power grids, where we can call upon other people's power grids and, for energy and insight and support when we're going, a little bit crazy. God is a power grid. Animals can be power grids. So when you say a prayer and you're asking for support, you can ask anything. The tiger snake, which I was talking about in the symbolism of it, you could say a prayer to the tiger snake. Please, I call upon the energy of the snake to transform. I am deeply ready to release and transmute. I'm shedding this old so I can step into the new. That is a prayer. It can be a simple prayer. Guys, I really need some help right now. I'm so stuck. I keep repeating the same pattern over and over and over, and I don't know what to do. That's a prayer. It's actually a more honest prayer than going, God, I love you very much. I know that I don't talk to you very often, but I promise to be a very, very, very good girl if you help me win the lottery. That ain't going to do anything. So understanding the potency of a prayer is huge. So for it to be beside that mystic, that's telling me that you should use prayer and invocations in 2 ways. One, if you start to become overwhelmed with information, say those prayers. I don't care if you pray to fairies, pray to a tree spirit, pray to a crystal, call in help to support you. as you're really wanting to embody that. The second way that you can use prayer is to call in the answers. I'm feeling really lost. I know I need to take the next step. Do I do this modality? Do I do this? Do I study that? What do I do? Can you show me some signs? Boom. So it's really, really potent. You have an interesting card that's going to come up, which is the Destroyer. So as you're doing this, something's going to come up. Fears, guilt, shame, blame, past trauma, forgiveness, hurt. Something's going to come up that's going to need to be really let go of. Now, the energy of this card is it's the Destroyer. So aspects, illusions, perceptions of self, these things need to be destroyed if they're not serving your purpose anymore. So it's really quite potent. So I hope this helps. And I hope this makes sense, and really go forth and have so much fun, Blossom. I'm really excited for you. Okay. So the beautiful Linda Gold. Are you still with me, Linda? Just gonna smudge. Oh, good. I hope it makes sense for you, Maria. Yeah, I'm glad it does. And trust your intuition. Really trust your intuition. All right, Linda. Oh, you're most welcome, Maria. Enjoy your day in California. Perfect. Maria, I have a lovely group of women. Some are from the US. Actually, I think there's one from the UK and a few from all around about. And a really lovely bunch of women. So the link is in the description. And if you feel like you need support with that mystic coming through at any stage, you could always come in, ask any questions, learn more about archetypes. There's a lot of healers. There's a lot of people who are drawn to the esoterical knowledge. So, if you want to, please come in. The beautiful Linda, how are you? Are you still with me, gorgeous? So, I'm just going to see if Linda answers. Dun, dun, dun. Maria, sometimes when you're stuck like that, it's so that you can't run away. So look online. There's lots of free 1-day challenges, 3-day challenges, 5-day challenges. There's lots of free things. Actually, I just got an invite to something and it feels right for me. Can you go to my business page, which is linked in the description above? It's Jess Beard at Inner Alchemist, and send me a message. And I will go find the email and I'll get you the information on it. Random, but I feel like it'd be something that you're really interested in. So it doesn't look like Linda Gold is here. So I'm just going to skip her reading. So let's see what we have got here. Oh, Shana, you are beautiful. Shana's part of our group. Okay, Julia. Are you still with me, beautiful Julia? Are you here, Julia? Oh, sorry, I'm minding lots of Labradors. So they can be a little bit, interesting. Ah, perfect. You are here, Julia. Okay, so the first card I pulled for you is the Vessel, which really feels to me like your cup, your energy field, who you are as, your energy field is actually wanting to get bigger. So you really need to do things that are going to support the mind, body, and spirit. So if you want to, still have your snack foods or anything else like that, you're just going to have to tune in and ask yourself before you eat it, should I be eating it? If it's a yes, then don't worry. But what you can do is you can boost up the more water, the herbal waters, vitamins, chlorophyll, green milkshakes, whatever feels right. But you really need to be supporting your nutrients. It's really just coming through really strong, because when we are expanding our energy field, you feel it in the body. So you really need to, no matter what's going on, if you're really highly emotional, it's going to be really important. So really, like, I'm just getting the most important feelings. Like, I'm just keep saying it over and over, but it's really important. So do that. Look after your physical vessel, so that your energy cup, your ability to hold a higher frequency gets upgraded, so that you can do more. Yes, you feel like you've been eating too much sugar. Yes. So it's really weird when it comes to your frequency, because sometimes you can be eating, all the stuff that you like to eat, and then all of a sudden you're like, your body's just like, and your mind's kind of like, don't eat this, but you just like, well, hang on, I've ate it all my life, or I don't have any problems. And I just think it comes down to a frequency thing. But like, lots of nutrients loving things, which is going to help support the physical vessel while you're going through the upgrade. You also have the Vision card, which to me is holding that vision, working with your visionary archetype. So being able to manifest, being able to see the future aspects of where you're wanting to get, and have it as kind of like a goal and a beautiful vision in the future. I was reading this guy's quote, I'm sorry, I don't remember who, and he said, if you dwell in the past, you can get depressed. If you dwell in the future, you can get anxious. But if you dwell in the present now, you just be. And I agreed, but at the same time, if you hold a vision, like a goal of something that you're wanting, and then go into practical action to be moving towards that goal, then you actually do need to invest a visionary focus in order to create and to dream into reality. So work with your ability to envision and see your health, your vitality, becoming a stronger cup, your vessel gets bigger, holding more energy, your frequency gets upgraded, your ability to manifest gets better. This is all can be used with the visionary archetype. It's potent. And remember, when these archetypes come forth, especially with that one, you have to be careful what you say and where your intentions and your emotions go through. Because if you lash out at someone that's pissing you off and you say some stuff you don't particularly mean, but you've been upgrading your energy and working on envisioning stuff, you can manifest things that you don't particularly want. You can manifest lessons that you don't want. So be careful with your spells, what you're saying. Your third and last card is the womb. That beautiful creation energy. The womb is one of the most potent life forces on the planet. It creates, it births, it grows a baby. It's amazing. It is one of the most potent creative forces on the planet. The whole process of that is creation. So a lot of women, see the womb as like either a burden or something boring, or they're just different things. I know this sounds a bit weird, but it's coming through, so I'm going to say it. Using that visionary aspect, go into meditation, hold your hands on your womb, and imagine what you're wanting to create, and using the energy of your womb and actually seeing inside of your womb what you're wanting to grow. Sounds a bit weird, but that's what's coming through. And I did that once years and years ago. And it was actually really interesting. I'd done it through a medical intuitive course that I did. I'm going back like 8 years, 7 years. So yeah, that's come up. So try that one. Yoni magic, exactly. Highly creative. How are you doing tonight, Jason? Did you want a reading, Blossom? Okay. Manifest a new couch. Do you know my friend, she wanted a brown leather couch, and someone threw one perfectly fine out on the side of the road. So, hey, sometimes it happens in weird ways. Okay. Perfect, Julia. I hope that, come back and tell us how it went. I'm here every Friday night, so or you can message me. I'm really actually curious to see how you go, because I can't remember what I was wanting to manifest, but I can remember when I did the meditation, I felt incredible warmth, and that was before I'd done any of the Reiki or any of the different stuff. So maybe it's a message for me as well. I might try it as well. So Jason, let's click on you. You have the desert that has come up. So if you have an area of your life where you have felt like tired, is this ever going to end? Am I ever going to get over this? Am I ever going to stop feeling this way? Is there, either a relationship or a job or something or other which has just seemed to drag on? Even a spiritual, I'm bogged down, or I've hit this roadblock, I've hit this block and I can't go any further. It's this feeling of, I'm wandering through the desert, and where's the next watering hole? Is there ever going to be an oasis? So it's really quite interesting when this comes through, because it kind of is despair. So if you've been feeling that way about any particular area, or about yourself, that one's really came up. You have the heart next. So the heart is actually our relationship with love. That deep, and I'm talking not just, I've got a lovely heart chakra, it's spinning and it's perfect. I'm talking about that deep self-love. And so that you just love life, you love who you are. People can say anything about you, anything, and you're just like, whatever. I love myself enough that your opinion is irrelevant to me. I had to do a tremendous amount of work on this because of my size and society telling me that, society's not very fat person friendly at times, let's say it that way. And so I had to do a lot of work to get to a place where I just think I'm fucking amazing, and I don't really care what anyone says about that. If they don't think I'm amazing, well, you just don't know me. It sounds arrogant, but it's just not. It's being in your sovereign. You just love your skin. You this is who I am. And not saying that you don't have blips, you don't have little moments, and you don't have like oh my God, I've got this going on. But that's like, you just love yourself for who you are, all aspects, your faults, your good aspects, taking real ownership of it. And then also how you love other people. And can you go into and radiate unconditional love? Or do you get pissed off by other people's, issues and problems? So the journey of the heart is just deep and beautiful. And when you've reached that place of, being deep in your heart and loving them, then, you just upgrade even further. So you have vessel work to do as well. I actually feel like you'll be in it for a little bit of an energy upgrade as well. So when our cup is growing, sometimes also you need to release anything that's stagnant, that's not of service, or is the old you needs to get purged from the cup. And that's when we get into that death and rebirth phase, is because we feel a little bit empty, and it's because the cup's just had a purge. And then your cup's got bigger, and you have that week or so where you're death and your rebirth, and it's where your cup is filling up with new divine light, new frequency. You kind of shift in and you start to feel like a different person. You're like, hang on, it's only been a week. So it's a really interesting feeling when that vessel gets that upgrade and that purging kind of feeling. So if you have a little death and rebirth where you're feeling like, just almost a bit of grieving and flat, energetically flat, that's that upgrading process of the vessel. And as I warned with the other lady, look after the mind, body and spirit. I'm not getting as strong of you must eat all healthy stuff. That doesn't really come through for you. But just, eat well, sleep well, meditate, or do whatever spiritual practice that you love. So, you know, mind, body, spirit, just really support them as you go through the upgrade. I had a clearing yesterday. I was not absorbing electrolytes as acts of love. So yeah, I feel like it's going to be something around that heart, that self-love, love for others. Some form of an epiphany will come through. And that stagnant kind of desert energy of despair, you know, if that comes through, pay close attention to see how that's linked. Where am I frustrated with myself? Where do I have despair? Where am I wondering if this is ever going to end? Or why do I keep doing this? Pay real close attention to that and see if it links in with that heart. It's time to shift. I'm upgrading in my life. Yes, I see you on the groups and stuff quite often, Jason, and your dedication to change and the pursuit of knowledge is always an inspiration. So, Kaya, are you still with me? Oh, yes, Jason, I didn't think to ask that. I had another person that with a reading, or that would have been back in October, and yes, the despair and frustration. Am I ever going to be able to do this? So for that to come in with the vessel which you're wanting to upgrade, you know, every time that you want to, the cigarette craving comes up, call in the heart and the lover, that's self-love, and go, I love myself enough that I am not going to do this. I love myself enough that I am not tempted. I love myself enough. I activate the worry. So the heart is going to be key. Self-love. So pull out of all the other triggers, all the other sabotaging patterns, and focus on loving yourself enough, which is the higher aspect of the prostitute. You're not giving your power away to smoking and to different things like that. So yes, that's why I was also be talking about the purging of the cup. So you need to let go of the older stuff. So yes. Yeah, that's going to be key for you. And you can do it. You really can. Love yourself enough to do this. Perfect. All right. Kaya, let's see what comes forth for you, Blossom. It's a really hard thing, Jason, because the addict can be tied in with, so when I'm teaching with the sabotaging suites, you have the child, the victim, the saboteur, and the prostitute. And the addict can actually get triggered by any one of those four. So when you're reverse engineering the trigger and why the addict struggles, it can be really hard because people think, oh, I'm just sabotaging. And some people can think, oh, you know, it's just an addiction. But no, if you the heart to come in, which is through that prostitute, that's all about self-worth. So I would go back and look at when you started smoking, what was your self-esteem like at that stage? Was it a learned behavior? Did anyone make you feel bad? Did you get pressured into it to be one of the cool kids and you gave away your power so that you conformed to the social idea? Those kind of relationship questions are coming in under that prostitute, because if you know when you reverse engineer it, what the addict is actually getting triggered by, you unlock it with the higher aspect, which is the heart, which is that lover. So if your addiction to cigarette is actually tied into self-worth and self-love, that is the key to getting out of it. So yeah, I was 12, didn't know shit. Yeah. And don't beat yourself up about it. You know, go into the vibration of self-love and the heart, because I think your addict is attached to the prostitute. It's like a sub-archetype of that. Does that make sense? Yes, which is all attacks of your self-worth. So it did come through the prostitute. So yes, nobody likes the word prostitute, but the prostitute is where we give away our power for somebody else. We prostitute our values, we prostitute our power, we prostitute our self-worth, we prostitute ourselves for money, we prostitute ourselves so that we don't have to deal with the peer pressure. And we don't actually want to do it, but we need to conform, and the shapeshifters in there as well. So that's going to be the key to helping you to stop smoking, is to twist it so that you look at the cigarette and you see and go, this cigarette is a lack of self-worth. It's a lack of confidence. It's a lack of belief in myself. And if I smoke this, I am prostituting myself. And you put it down and you go into, I love myself enough to stop doing this because I'm powerful, amazing, sovereign, divine being, and I'm kick-ass and cool. And that's how you do it. Trust me. All right. I got derailed, Kaya. Sorry. Okay. So you have a little bit of full energy towards, might do a little bit of full energy on that last card. It's feeling a bit heavy. So you have the village. So Kaya, the village is the people around you. This is one of those archetypes which is twofold. So the people that surround you, your tribe, your family, your friends, your work colleagues, the people who are in your spheres of influence. And it's asking you to assess your village. Are they a toxic village? Is there members of your village that the people that you know who actually don't want what's best for you? They're toxic. They're dragging you down energetically and emotionally. So this card and this archetype asks you to assess your current village, and is there people that you need to distance yourself from? Is there people that you need to just cut the cords with? The other part of it, much love to you, Jason, as well. And yes, do an invocation, a spell. So the village, yes, looking at the top, is there any toxic people in the village, your current village? But it's also asking for you to have support, to call in people who are going to support you and nourish you on a deep spiritual and emotional level. So you have toxic in-laws. That is a hard one. When it comes to in-laws and you can't communicate with them, and you can't kind of bridge that gap, then you have to try and do things which are going to try and make it better. Either to spend less time with them if that is possible. The other thing you can do is try energy processes to protect yourself. You might be able to wear crystals, energy practices. The thing is, sometimes these people come into our lives so that we learn how to assert boundaries and how to energetically protect ourselves. A lot of people who are empaths who attract narcissists into their lives, it's to teach them about boundaries, to say no, because an empath struggles to say no. So, they might be actually there to serve that purpose, or it might be that you need to take responsibility for your energy and really protect your energy field and work upon that side of things. Remember, the flip side of the village is also to find more people who spiritually support you. If you can't go out, and because of COVID and join a group or a women's group, something that's supportive, meditation group, goddess circle, spiritual development circle, any of those things, then you can find them online, or I just feel like there's going to be, you need to put it out there that you're wanting more positive people in your life, and it's going to come into you in a way that you're not going to expect. You'll be like, oh, but you need to ask. That's really good, Kaya. And it sounds to me that if you're already asserting your boundaries, then they're just draining, because what happens is you've asserted your boundary and they're bombarding that boundary because they don't understand, because they're, for whatever reason, they can just be assholes. They might be completely oblivious. It could be a generational thing. So really bolster yourself energetically and emotionally and see if you can create some magic that way. You actually feel like quite a powerful person to me. So I don't know if you've been doing spiritual work for a long time, or you've just got a lot of energy, big, potent, powerful energy. And so people, you could actually go into a meditative state and speak soul to soul with these other people. And, tell them, imagine that they're sitting in the chairs across from you, and that you said you currently go through mentorship at the moment to develop your gifts. Perfect. You have got some interesting energy, so use it. Now, if you imagine them sitting across from you, they're in some beautiful armchairs, and you're in your armchair and it's comfy, and you speak soul to soul to them, and you're like, this is not acceptable, and I refuse to continue this way. You need to stop and be respectful of my boundaries. You'll word it some way, which turns out perfectly with the next card, which is the vow. So the vow is very much making a vow. It feels twofold to me. It feels like you need to make a vow to call in a healthier tribe, a healthier village, more people that are going to support you. Sorry, something moved behind me. I'm going to pretend that didn't happen. Let me just refocus. So, the positive sacred vow about your spirit, your journey, the things which you need to. Okay, it's driving me nuts. I've got to look. I'm so sorry. All right, I don't know. as there's some kind of creepy crawly or some kind of a spirit or something, so can't be seen. We're just going to, yes. So sorry for being distracted, people. Now, you do have a positive spiritual people. So then the vow, I would continue to really accept and own your gifts, call them in stronger so that you're upping your power level at the one time. And also the vows that you don't have to deal with them and their lack of respect. So do that meditation where you go in and you speak to them. And it's actually quite potent. I've done this a few times in the past where people have done things to me and I really was struggling to let it go, but I didn't want to go and have a great big drama session with them. But I needed to express my truth, and it was very cathartic. So really try that exercise. And you have a little bit of a hard card for the third one, which is the underworld. Sorry about the glare on this one, gorgeous. It's just the light that I'm in at the moment. So the underworld is the journey into the psyche. So I believe that we each have the power within us to shift our vibration, which helps other people shift their vibrations. So if you fully move into your sovereign, you move into your spiritual gifts, you understand your power, and you start stepping up in those aspects, then I think that they will adapt to the frequency because you've changed yours. One of the things that I like to do is somebody or other might be doing something to me, and I don't really want to have the whole conversation with them, but I just hold my hand up and I'm like, I am not willing to pay that rent anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. And I go soul to soul and I imagine myself talking to their soul and I'm just like, this doesn't work for me anymore. And they just stop doing things to me. Whatever is annoying me, they stop doing. And I know that might sound a little bit odd, not so much odd, but a little bit of a way out concept, or, but it works for me. So it has to work for other people. When I'm with my coaching clients, sometimes I feel like I'll tune into their energy and I will, I kind of feel like their energy dips a little bit. And I'll just, I think to myself, okay, so what do I need to do as their coach that can support them? What archetype is really going on for them right now? And then I'll do prayer work and stuff and shifting of my frequency and shifting of through the prayer to bolster a particular archetype that I know that they're having issues with. And it works. So one of my ladies had an incredible epiphany, and she came through, and it was like what I would class as an exam and a test from the universe. And she passed that test, and she didn't prostitute herself when she would have in the past. So I could tell that I was supporting her. She literally signed a coaching contract with me. And but I knew that I was doing that from a distance. So I really feel like you need to commit yourself to fully owning your power and going on that journey. Now, the underworld is all the stuff that bubbles up, when we're stepping into our sovereign power. What comes up that needs to be released anything that we're not feeling worthy about, anything that we're feeling a victim about, anything that we're feeling, I'm a bit spooked out right now, anything that we're feeling childish about, hurt about, you know, all those things. Where are we giving our power away? So I really feel there's no polite way of saying this. I feel like your higher self is just going, come on, it's time. No more pussyfooting around. We're gonna do this. And it's a real big push for you to step up and start owning your power. And I don't think I've ever been that blunt with someone in a reading live before, but that's just what's coming through. It's like, come on, you know, you can do more. And I can feel it. You actually got a really potent power to you. What is that? It might be the snake back or something or other out there. I'm going to have to get the torch and, you know, really work and find out what that is. But does that make sense, Kaya? You know, like have you felt called to really stand up and start owning your power more? Zane, you've just wrote, can relate to the readings you're giving. Would love a reading, please. Could do with some of the same spiritual advice. Beautiful, Zane. I'm going to have to do a quick one for you, Blossom. Yeah, it's a really strong one, darling, and I think you need to sit down and actually write out a sacred vow to yourself about taking that next step of the ownership and the power, you know, really owning your power, owning your gifts, your talents, your abilities. Now, once you say that sacred vow, the doubts and the fears and the blocks will come up. That's normal. I've got 3 sacred vows I'm working on at the moment because I'm a little bit crazy to take that upon myself, but I am. And I'm really pushing myself in so many different areas, and I'll come across a block and I have to work my way of how to push through it. How do I get myself through it to the next stage? And I so willingly do it because I realize that the universe is going to kick my ass if I don't. And that's been my experience. If I don't step up and do this, I get stuck, and then, you know, I get a massive lesson. So, yeah, I've got a really supportive group for that kind of thing, Kaya. You're more than welcome to join. You can come in and say, hey, this is going on for me. Ask a question. That's what I love doing. My priestess archetype goes, woohoo, we can help people. And I go into soul joy and I feel amazing. So I'm just going to smudge the cards before we go for you, Zane. Oh, lots of smudge. Whoopsie daisy. Okay. I think it would be really lovely in supporting the links up in the description of this video, Blossom. Completely free and wonderfully supportive. Okay. All right, Zane. So you have one of the more uncomfortable initiation cards straight off the bat. You have Apocalypsis. So this baby comes in and just can burn things to the ground. Oh, most definitely. Tell us when you get into the group. Tell us about your gifts. Tell us about yourself. I love that aspect. Okay, Zane. You have got that apocalypse energy. And this is where the veils of deception need to be removed. So you need to go through your life and you need to go, well, where am I lying to myself? Where are other people lying to me? Where is deception in my life? And what are my fears? What are my doubts? What's holding me back? This is, I actually have this in my field at the moment, so don't feel alone. We can be apocalypse's buddies. It's smack bam in the field of mine at the moment because I'm needing to release and let go of old stuff as I step up and push myself for the next month. And so it's incredibly potent energy. And you are being pushed by your higher self as well to face your truths, face your deceptions, and go through your life. If you'll find journaling, and I got fire. You might find journaling to really work out what are your biggest fears. You know how I've talked about in my group and on here, I talk about reverse engineering your archetypes and your triggers and traumas. So, just like when you have the addict or you have the procrastinator, yes, you can say, oh, I'm procrastinating, but why? Which archetype is the one that it's coming out underneath of? Is it attached to the prostitute? Is it attached to the saboteur, the victim, or the child? So there's an alchemical process to it. So this is literally, you just go deep diving. So it's a little bit of a work, but at the same time, I get a really positive, embracing feeling. I think you're really ready for it. So as I said, journal it. And I also got fire. So if you wanted to do some sacred vows as well, write down what you want to release. Write down your fears, your doubts, and burn them. And just really committing yourself to facing your shadow. What are your fears and doubts? What are your sabotaging patterns? Where's your self-worth? Are you victimizing yourself? Are you in child? You have 2 incredibly positive cards. So take that as a bonus, because sometimes apocalypses can come through with even more ass kicking. You got Kiss, which is a really expectant, something is coming, and I know something's coming, and it's going to be good. It might be a little bit scary. I'm not sure what it is, but I feel like something's coming. And you have the Thread. Now, the Thread card is going to help you tie it all together, Zane, because you look for the common thread. Is this my fear and my doubts, or is this my parents? This procrastinating, is this actually mine, or was I taught to do this in school? My perfectionist, did you, if you have the perfectionist, anybody, and as a child, one of your parents had the perfectionist, and if you didn't do something to their perfecting standards, you got punished for it. So you go into an adult with the blueprint that if you're not perfect, you're going to get punished. That's just one aspect of when you're doing this work and looking at the threads and looking at the archetypes and looking at unveiling those truths, unveiling, the not so fun parts. So that kiss, be that expectant feeling. Look for the thread. What is the common things that's linking us all together? Ask for signs. Ask for power grids. Help me. I think you're in my group, aren't you, Zane? You can always pop on and ask a question. That's what my group's there for. So, really excited for you. I know that sounds a bit strange because apocalypse is a kick in the ass, but it comes in like a wildfire. And it also comes in and it shows me that people are really ready and they're doing the work and they're going to just, mass shedding. So take that as a massive bonus. Okay, so I better get going because I am 10 minutes over, guys. Oh, it's about to go to 111. Oh, and 1 second. Lots of ones. George has just wrote. I've ran out of time. Good luck, Zane. Georgia, I'm going to say some prayers for you, beautiful. I'm not, I don't really do readings for pregnancies because I just think, yes, there's you, but there's also, the babies wanting to come through. They have free will as well. So I always feel kind of morally wrong to do readings about pregnancies, and I don't really know why. I just feel like I'm giving readings for 2 in 1. In my group, I do Monday healings, and all different themes and stuff come up. It's very supportive in that area. And that might be able to help as well. So I'm sending you tremendous amounts of love. That's a really, really hard thing. If you need any support from people who have had miscarriages, I know an amazing coach in New Zealand, and she is an expert in this field. She really, really helps, and she's had multiple miscarriages before she was able to actually carry a baby to term. So if you would like to have her details, just message me at my business page, Jess Beard in an Alchemist. The link is in the description. So I'm sending you so much love, Georgia, and just so much love. And goodbye, everybody. You've been so helpful and beautiful. And I'm going to get a torch and go and find out exactly what is in my house. I'm hoping a critter. Maybe I'll take the smudge bundle with me at the same time, and I can decide what's needed more. Much love to everyone.